Hello, my little lovebirds. TonyaTko here. And today is my bald head shaving update. Today is day 12. I shaved my head 12 days ago. And as you know, I've been using the TKO Skin hair growth formula, and people are saying that my hair is growing really fast. You know my products work. How do you think my skin is so flawless? So anyway, listen, I'm coming out to give you guys an update and to show you all my head. Show you my head. All right, so this, let me put the autofocus on so it focus when I put my head close. So, this is what I wanted to tell you guys. Well, number one, I'm doing this video because I wanted to give you guys an update on the things that have changed in my life since I've shaved my head. And so I'm going to show you guys the eye of the tornado, which has formed on my scalp, which has really, I don't know, it's really made me think a lot about human production. Listen, I'll show you. On the top of my head, do you see it's on one of those sides? It's a sort of, it looks like the eye of the tornado. Like my natural curl pattern is coming in now, as you can see on my head. You see? You can see the natural swirl. I hope that was in focus. You know, I put the autofocus on so that it would be in focus, but I don't know. Let me see. Here, that's in focus. So let me, is that focus? Don't look at my lifelines. Don't try to analyze me. Let me put this part up. I just can't do this. I don't know what's going on. Oh goodness. I just want you guys to be able to see that the I wanted to do this video quick enough because I don't know how fast my hair is gonna grow out and how long I'll be able to maintain it like this. So let me take the autofocus off and do that again. Can you see? There's some, I think it's on this side, or I don't remember which side. I think it's this side. It's like you can see that the hair just naturally, do you see it? It like naturally just grows out of like this swirl. And that just makes me think about like human beings, like when we were in the womb and when our hair or our head or beings first began to be developed. So I'm like, I don't know, I personally think that's very interesting. That on the head, the hair grows out like in this swirl on your head. Like, why not just go straight out? But it grows like out in this swirl. So, so it's been a pretty fun journey along the way. The feeling that I had of just spiritual elation, etc., it transformed itself into a sort of, I don't want to say YOLO. Okay. But honestly speaking, after I shaved my head and I realized that, you know, that the hair is just another facet of the external, shaving that off and, you know, exposing myself really made me less fearful of a lot of other things. It made me very aggressive in terms of business. Like, I really started getting on the grind. I got myself a PR agent, you know, to help promote and publicize my channel and my videos. So you guys are going to be seeing me all over in a little bit soon. And you know, I've been talking with stores about getting my product inside the stores, etc. So, you know, it's been a very life-changing journey. Not only that, some of you met up with me when I went to, well, not met up with me, but saw me when I was in DC. I went to the inauguration over the weekend. And so I was like, I was recognized by like 4 people, and I was really blown away, because, you know, it's always so funny because you guys see me in the video, so you recognize me, so, you know, and you guys know so much more about me than I know about you. So when you come up to me, you're like, "Oh, Tonya, I love you," and I'm like, "Oh, I love you too." Even though we don't know one another, you know me, and in a way that, you know, we are connected, so I know you too. But I'm recording this video really quick, and I'm going to get off of this video because I want to do an entire video in the next video about something that that I came into contact with over the weekend that really made me reevaluate us as women and the ways that we relate to men, and a lot of and this dysfunction that exists between the sexes. You know, so I'm gonna come off of this video and I'm gonna record the next video now. But and I definitely want I want you guys to tune into the next video. I just don't want this to be a half-an-hour video where I'm talking about my hair and my TKO skin and all of that. So in the next video, I'm gonna talk about, you know, something that I came into contact with that disturbed me greatly, and I wanted to talk about 3 mistakes that women make in relation to dealing with men. And I'm hoping that the next video will be able to break through to some people. And this all happened as a result of shaving my head. So take a look at it. Oh, you know what? I have a stiff neck. I was trying not to. Oh, take a look. So this is. This is embarrassing. You saw it already. You saw it already. Listen, it's not too late to do your big chop. It definitely changes you. It changes your perspective, and it changes how people relate to you. I have not been catcalled since I've shaved my head. As a matter of fact, oh my goodness, you know what? I actually have been, wow, you know, oh my goodness, I wish I could read this quote. Let me see if I can find this quote real quick, because this quote, it's so powerful that it really made me like marinate on it. And this quote is from my little brother, Jeremy. You should check out his channel. I'll put the link below. But basically, in the quote, here's the quote. It says this. It says, there is the kind of power women get from being sexually desired, and the kind women get from being sexually invisible. And I think that there's this, and I'm gonna let that wash over you for a moment before I exit this video. But should I read that again? Okay. There's the kind of power women get from being sexually desired, and the kind women get from being sexually invisible. And that's by dANZY SENNA from To Be Real. Okay, and and so what I take from that is, you know, I hate to really go on this segue, right? But number one, it's not that I want to be sexually invisible, you know, and I don't think that I am sexually invisible, but I do think that with my shaved head, or even with natural hair, and sisters who have natural hair, you can attest to the different types of men you attract when your hair is natural, or even when you're wearing a wig or weave. And I think that the types of men that you attract when you're natural, you're being all natural, the numbers may be decreased. You know, like people ask, why do black women wear these weaves and all of this other stuff? And I mean, it gets, I don't want to say it gets the job done, but that's what men like. You know, if men weren't feeding into that, women would not be wearing it or doing it, or, you know, and that's part of what the next video is about. It's about a dysfunction that I hope that I can break through to some people on when I talk about it. Yeah, so the segue that I didn't want to go on is, I remember when I was reading these videos, when I was trying to understand people who have anorexia, bulimia, you know, the Anna for short. I was reading some of the comments on the videos from some of the girls who are participants or sufferers, and some of the girls are anorexic bulimic not because they want to be attractive, but because they don't want to attract sexual attention. Some of the girls have been abused when they were young, and so they use, it can go in either direction. You can either gorge yourself and make yourself obese and fat and cover yourself up in this layer of blubber, in a way to kind of shield and cushion yourself. Or you can go the opposite route and emaciate yourself and remove any of those curves or hips or breast or anything that may be attractive or draw, attention to you. And so, so that quote, I think the quote is deep. And I think that there's a lot to be said about it. I wasn't planning on this video being this long, but I I got into a conversation with a guy when I was in DC, and he was basically ogling he was ogling this young lady, like, ogling the girls who came by. And I was like, I see you, right? And he was basically saying, well, she has on that dress because she wants me to look, etc. Right? And I was like, I think she has on that dress because she likes it. And so, I think that there are, wow, I really was not planning on talking about this, so I don't have my thoughts or notes together on this. But basically basically there's a sort of punishment or ridicule that comes along with a woman being desired by men. And this punishment comes in the form of, the liberties that men take over that woman, feeling that, she is doing such and such because she wants whatever attention it is, good or bad, that she gets from him. So much so that some people say that some women were asking to be quote unquote raped because of what they had on or how they were looking, or because they wanted attention and they know, she wanted it, etc., etc. Right? Now, one thing that has me stumped a little is because I need to go back to the statement that I talked about, these weaves, etc. When I said that, black women wear these weaves because it works, I would say this, right? The number of men who want to get to know me, or want to give me a chance, or want to be in my presence, or want whatever, when it's really amazing. I was seeing this guy, and I knew that I had to get rid of him because this was I was natural, right? And I put on a wig, like I put on a long wig, and I was natural underneath the wig. And when the guy saw me, he hadn't seen me in I'd say in a few days, maybe a week or so. And when he saw me, he was like, wow, oh, your hair looks so nice, etc. Oh, I love it, blah blah blah, and so it's like, on the one hand, you get accolades, and you get recognition, and you get praise, for playing into this with this long hair. And I was like, and then when I took off the wig and my hair was natural underneath, he was really disappointed. And I was like, yeah, this person needs to leave my life, because it's like, when you wear your natural hair, you get admonished, and you get criticized, and you get punished. And so, so that I wanted to make that statement. And then I also wanted to talk about the flip side, where this guy felt that, oh, because this girl had on this dress, and then he looked at me and he was like, why do you have on that dress, right? He was like, you have on that dress because you want me to look, because this, that, and the other. And I was like, you know, and I thought about it, and I was like, I have on this dress because I think the dress is pretty, and I like the way the dress looks. And I think that men are sometimes confused, and I think that they're confused in the and I'll say this, if this world had no women in it, you know, I think men think that women are like men, and women are not like men. If this world had no women in it, I don't believe that the men would shower or shave, or I don't think they would bathe or clip their toenails or anything. I think that the men would just come as they are, you know, and just be free and natural, whatever. Right? And I think on the flip side, men think that women are the same way, and that if this world had no men in it, that women, let me ask you guys a question. If this world had no men in it, do you think women would not shower? Do you think women would not do their hair and not do their makeup, or not dress pretty, or put flowers up around the place? Do you think women are putting up flowers around the place because that's what men like? Do you think women are putting on their dazzling clothes and all of this stuff because that's because that's what men like, or what men whatever? You know, so and I'm sure that you guys would say no, because if this world had no men in it, women would still want to be beautiful. We would be beautiful for one another, so to each other. So we'd be like, oh girl, I love your hair. Oh, I love that makeup, or ooh, and we would just be beautiful with one another. You know, so I think that men are a little bit confused in that, so they take it upon themselves to exert their aggressions onto a woman, because they're like, oh yeah, she's doing this for me, you know. And even if this woman is not in a relationship with him, if she doesn't even know him. Now, if a woman is in a relationship with a person and she's, you know, taking the extra effort and going the extra mile for her man, that's one thing. But, you know, walking out on the street, I'm really stunned by the type of dominion that men feel that they have over women who are not even theirs. And then I can't think of the word, but there's a certain attitude of, how dare you, you know, how dare you not want me? You know, for example, and I've been wanting to talk about this for some time. I don't know how I came to talk about it in this video, but the ego that's associated with men it's outstanding, and it's baffling, to the point where you can't even tell a man you don't want him. Like, you know what, this is the thing, and women, you can attest to this. How many times have you been walking in the street or shopping in a store or whatever, and no matter what you say, the only way to get that man to leave you alone is to say you have a man? It's like, it's perplexing, and it's too confusing to him to understand that you could be single and not want him. It's like, and that's one thing that that's just like perplexing to me, because I'm tired of saying, I'm married, so I don't want you. I was trying to tell this guy, this was right before I had when I came back from Martha's Vineyard this year. I was having this party, and I was shopping in this store. I was having this TKO skin party, and I was shopping in this store, and this man was following me around, and I told him I was single, and I told him I was not interested, and he just would not leave me alone. To the point where at the end, to get him to leave me alone, I had to tell him, look, I'm married. And then all of a sudden now he's like, oh, because there's another man in the picture, that all of a sudden now, oh, now he must walk away. What about the fact that I'm not attracted to you? This is another thing. You know, this video is becoming something I didn't expect it to be. You know, I hear these men complaining a lot about how women like this, and they don't like nice guys, and they don't like this, and they don't like that. Meanwhile, when you look at these guys, these are guys who are not, let me tell you something, oh Lord have mercy. These are men who are not taking care of their bodies. They're not, some of them are even funky. Oh God, some of these men don't even smell Right. They're taking their clothes out of their hamper. They're wrinkled. They don't shave. They don't really wash. They got no panache. Huh. They have no charisma about them, and they're not taking care of themselves. And they're like, some of them are severely overweight and severely underweight. No muscle tone, nothing. And they're like, ah, how dare this gorgeous woman not want me? And I'm like, I'm like, have you seen yourself? It's like they are, it's like they get upset by the audacity of a woman to choose what it is that she wants, that's right for her at the time in her life that it's right for her. You know? It's like I had a person who wanted to marry me when I was 19. 19. I haven't even seen the world yet. This big grown man, he's already been all over, but wanted to it's like, and then it was like, how dare you? It's like, so then people, oh God, it's like, here we go. Let me take a quick step back. Let me take a quick step back, right? It's like, you know, the women that these men are going after are women that are desirable to them. And the reason why they want these women is because they desire these women. These women look good to them or something. They're attracted to these women. But for some reason, they don't feel that the woman has the right not to be attracted to him. And I don't get it. I personally, I don't get it. You know, it's like they want the woman, and then we have to understand that a woman is different at different stages of her life. You know, it's like a 19-year-old woman is not, well, some 19-year-old, now some 18-year-olds want to settle down. The average woman in her 20s wants to have fun. And it's like, the men are like, how dare you want to have fun? Most of these men have had their fun already. You know, these men who are imposing these things upon women, they've had their sexual experiences, they've had their fun, they've traveled, they've partied, they've whatever. But albeit, how dare these women want to do the same thing too? You know, and it's like some of these 30-year-old plus men are talking about how these young girls, oh, they're gonna wait until they all used up, and you're used up. I don't know how to put this. It's like, oh, then when she's in her 30s, no one's gonna want her anymore. And I'm like, listen, you're dating a person in their, you're trying to date a person in their 20s who wants to do their own thing. You're like, oh, all she wants is thugs, and then when she becomes 30 and nobody wants her anymore, she's gonna want to settle down. If a woman is not looking or interested in settling down, should she be dating husband material? Should she? If a woman is looking to just get her back blown out, you know, if she's looking for some thug loving, somebody who's going to beat up her kitty cat, you know, she's going to go to the person who she thinks is most likely to beat down the kitty. If that's what she's interested in at that stage of her life. You know, it's like people need to go through these experiences in order to become mature. Now, ladies, I'll tell you this. Listen, please protect yourself. You know, some of these men are laughing at you, talking about you coming out of your 20s with 2 and 3 kids. Hey, I talked about this in a video already. A baby is a telltale sign of your indiscretions. I'm not mad at you. I've never been into thugs. Right, listen, I've never been into thugs. That just hasn't been my thing. But I understand, you know, wanting a certain level of excitement. You know, we need to talk about that in a whole other video. I planned on doing 2 videos today, but now I won't even be able to do that because this video turned into something I was totally not expecting. So yeah, I don't even know what to title this video because we talked about so much. So let me get off of the video. I don't know how it even went there. I think when I started talking about being sexually invisible and then started talking about it went into a whole other area. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's a complex issue. It's a complex issue, and for some reason, men don't feel that women have the right to make choices that are right for them. And I'll say this before I get off the video again, ladies, please use protection. This is what we're going to talk about in the next video. I'm going to record it now, but I won't upload that until later. But use protection. Don't come out of these relationships. Listen, it's all right. Yeah, okay, so you want something, and then I have another secret for you. That thug loving is not what it's cut out to be. You know, it's, these thugs don't really care, so they're about getting nears. You know, so they may look strong and they may look brolic, and you know, they may look like, yeah, they'll beat up a kitty cat, but they'll beat it to their satisfaction. And then, and you know, most of the times men are going to release before women do. So the last thing you want to do is get yourself caught up in a situation where a man is beating down your vagina to make himself climax, and then leaving you there looking like, which way did he go? Which way did he go? That was dramatic. But anyway, listen, I'm going to hug you guys, and then I'm going to get on to the next. Oh, I need, my whole right on this side is like all stiff. But anyway, listen, hug me, hug me. I love you guys. Love, 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 love. I love you guys very much. Now go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And remember, if you enjoy any of my videos, make sure you pass them around. You can share it on your Facebook page. I'm not mad at you. As a matter of fact, I want you to. Come and join me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/TonyaTko show. Here I'm on YouTube, youtube.com/TonyaTko. My website, where I've got my naturally flawless skin and what makes it glow, and the fact that I don't have on foundation, etc. on my skin. You can get skin like mine by coming to tkoskin.com, turning you into a natural knockout. So listen, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go do the next video. I'm going to talk about 3 mistakes that women make. 3 huge mistakes women make when it comes to dating and relating with men. So that's the next video. TonyaTko. And it has to do with oral sex, this conversation we had when I was in DC. So we'll talk about that in the next video. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Peace.